Hello to you, fellow being. Infinite Spiral here, and we're back again in Kerbal Space Program, of course. In our previous episode, we managed to successfully return from Ike after getting there and getting a bunch of science, oh so much science, and a bit of money as well, which was excellent. Now, we have already accepted a few contracts. We accepted them before that launch, actually, just because it gave us extra funds, and that's how we upgraded this building here. But the contracts that we have are to build a surface outpost on Minmus. So we're going to be launching a base to land on Minmus, and attached to that base is actually going to be a satellite that will then orbit around Minmus before the landing. And that satellite will be performing temperature scans, and then the base will have Kerbals in it that will be able to plant a flag. So we're going to get 4 of these contracts all finished in one launch. Now, one downside to this is the surface outpost has to be manned, has to have 5 Kerbals in it. So we're going to have to go do a bit of hiring, and that's going to cost some money, unfortunately. So, we've got all of these. I'm going to go ahead and send Kimline. I'd rather keep her here available for the team, but at the same time, we've already got Tiikaka for that. And she's already almost level 4, so I think she's more valuable to keep on the crew anyway. So we'll send Kimline. I guess we could send... Yeah, we'll send Andy as well. We don't need to have both of them on our regular crew. We've got these regulars for that. So we're going to need to hire 3 more Kerbals, and that's going to be a little spendy, not super bad. Originally the plan was to hire 5 and just send them all up because they're going to be stranded there basically forever. Because they're going to live on the moon or on the Minmus base. But yeah, that would cost way too much money. That would drop us way far down. So we're going to hire who do I not care about? I guess Janine? Yes. You have high courage and relatively low stupidity. I don't care about people who are courageous. Kerbals who are courageous. Wow, a super stupid engineer. I like you. I'm going to keep you in the roster. Well, nobody else is really high courage, low stupidity, so I guess we'll just choose at random. Choose by names. Shermie, you have a sort of a dumb name. You can go. And, Glebeth. Carly. Yeah, that's a generic name. Bye, Carly. You're gonna be stranded on Minmus forever. Okay, so our hiring is done. We've still got a decent amount of money. Now we're gonna go spend both our science and a bit more money. So, we have so much science to spend. I'm gonna start with, where is it? Field science, yes. So that gives us a new science part for measuring atmosphere again. I guess that's somehow different than... Oh yeah, the barometer measures pressure, whereas this, I guess, measures the... composition, that's the word. The composition of the atmosphere, because it's a spectrovariometer, spectrometer kind of thing. So anyway, we will research that. And that'll also give us some parts for rovers, which will be fun later on. And beyond that, we are also going to research heavier rocketry, which, I mean, I don't necessarily want either of these because I've already got parts with better ISPs, and that is what I tend to focus on. I like my engines to be efficient, but we needed that as well as the advanced fuel systems, which gives us a super huge tank for liquid fuel and some RCS tanks. But we needed both of those to unlock nuclear propulsion. I'm not going to purchase this just yet. That's for really long-range missions more than anything. But it gives us the ability to get to that when it comes time. So we're going to get specialized construction. Mostly I want that for the docking ports and for the separators, stack separator. It's a little bit different. The stack decoupler... it detaches 2 things in a stack, but it leaves the decoupler attached to one of the pieces. So if you're trying to detach 2 things that you want to still be functional and not have dead weight on them, you really want this stack separator, which separates both of them without leaving any parts behind. So that's why we want that. And beyond that, I guess, no, not that. What else to get? Yeah, precision engineering for smaller parts and more interesting beams and struts and such. And we have 498, so that's 2 more in this tier, or 1 in this tier and 1 in this tier. Or, sorry, 3 or 2. 3 in this tier, or 1 and 1. So, what's it gonna be? Science tech would give us scanning modules. That's for finding out the resources that are available on planetary bodies or asteroids or other things for mining. And that's later on, because we need the advanced science tech to actually mine things. But I think we're going to go with advanced landing. Yes, definitely going with that, because I want these larger landing struts, and drogue chutes are nice. Oh yes, advanced aerodynamics I want for the larger fairings. So this is, running through a bit of our cache, but that's okay. So 1 more. I think I'm going to go with actuators. This is the advanced grabbing unit, and that is for interacting with asteroids, which we won't be doing just yet, but that gives us the ability to do it when we get to it. We can't get those until we upgrade our tracking station 1 more time, because that shows unowned object tracking. And that, I believe, is what asteroids are. They're unowned objects, I guess. It's a weird term for them. I guess we own the solar system, Kerbol System. Anyway, now that that's all done, I believe it's time to build the base plus satellite. Yes, let us do that. Okay, so this is the Min Orbiter plus Moose base. I know, M-U-S, I'm pronouncing it Moose, because Moose, it's funny. Ha ha, Moose. Anyway, so this thing is going to head up to Minmus altogether, and it's probably a little over-engineered as usual, but what can I say? I like things to be very overly effective for the jobs that I design them for. Oh, whoops. I used the wrong landing legs. Cards on the table, I designed this thing before unlocking all of those parts, but I am modifying it now that I have those parts. Just for, things, to make it better. So, there, now we've got those nice heavy landing legs, which I really like. And just make sure they're centered. They seem to be. Excellent. Okay. Now, I think everything is good to go. Everything, no, our staging's a little messed up, so that should go there. And everything else is still fine. Excellent. Now, before I screw up, I'm going to remember to crew this thing. So, we are sending Kimline, and I guess Janine or Shermie. Janine can be the pilot, Shermie will be a backup pilot, and Carly and Andy. That's right, Andy will be the pilot. Ha! That makes more sense. Hey, damn it. Get in there. Alright, so there's 3 pilots on this mission. It's very unnecessary. But the contract requires that there be 5 Kerbals in the base. So we're going to send them all at once. Facility supporting at least 5 Kerbals. And I wasn't sure originally whether that meant that it was able to support 5 or that it actually had to have 5 in it. But after a little bit of testing, I found that yes, it indeed requires 5 to be in the thing for it to count. So, that is now done. Let us get this thing out and launched. Alright, so let us just get up there. 3, 2, 1, liggity launching! Excellent, and another successful launch. Now, I'm probably not going to show you, the whole process of getting to orbit and then pushing the orbit out to Minmus and all that, because you've already seen it a dozen times. It's super easy. You know how it works. So I will probably meet you as we rendezvous with Minmus. I think that is the plan. Alright, sound good? Okay. See you there. Now, one thing I do want to talk about before I get to that is that somebody commented about the ability to see the fuel tanks, or see the how much fuel you have while on the map screen, and I just wanted to let you know, yeah, I'm completely aware of that. I mean, it's right there, and it's very useful, but when you have things asparagus staged and you need to drop them off at specific times when they run out of fuel, it's a lot easier to see that the status of your fuel tanks in real time on the staging screen. So, like so. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could actually write down the numbers or memorize them for how much fuel is going to be remaining when you need to drop those things. But even then, you wouldn't be able to drop them in real time. You'd still have to leave the map screen. So, it's yeah, that's why I do that. I do know that you can see it here, but I need to be able to drop off the empty stages as they occur. And I also had Econail. You asked about ladders in the previous episode. Oh, what's our... Okay, yeah, we already have orbit. So yeah, you were asking about ladders and the ability to use those to get back up, because I was talking about not being able to jump high enough. And yeah, ladders are, absolutely how you would address that problem, but I typically don't put ladders on my ships unless I'm going to a, higher gravity sort of situation. So I was only on, Ike, which is a very, low gravity kind of encounter. So I really wasn't concerned about that. And I'm going to go ahead and extend my panels here, because I don't want to run out of electricity during the time warping that is surely going to be happening soon enough. But yeah, so I don't put ladders on things unless I'm going to a higher gravity place, because it's just dead weight, basically. There's no reason. You can, fill your EVA tanks with the propellant, which is, I guess is just air from the cockpit or from the landing pod, so that's how you get around in low gravity situations. Yes. And just for fun, we'll also bring these ones out. No reason not to. Yes, very nice. Anyway, I will go ahead and get to that Minmus encounter, so I will see you when we get there. Okay, so we are here in our Minmus encounter. Now, it looks a little weird because I had to aim for a backwards orbit for the satellite, or a clockwise orbit. I guess there's no real proper forward or backwards, but yeah, so I had to come out way in front of it. And now we are going to alter our path just a bit to try and intersect with that orbit a little more closely. A little more closelier. So that is going to be a radial in, mostly, I think, as well as a normal burn, I think. So I need to get pointed the right way and at least make an attempt at it. I don't necessarily know that... oh, okay, it looks like anti-normal. That's right, because the normal and anti-normal get reversed when you reverse the orbital direction. They are in relation to a counterclockwise orbit, or at least my associations with them are associated with that, but here we are roughly. So that should... no? Perhaps that seems to be the opposite of what we want. Okay. Yeah, things are counterintuitive. Maybe everything is reversed. I don't know. Let's try radial out and anti-normal. Just radial out? That seems counterintuitive. Yeah, definitely not. Maybe just retro burn. Maybe I should make a maneuver and play with that and see what it does. Okay. Yeah, that's... Yeah, it was radial in. That was correct. And then, yeah, anti-normal. I was right in the first place. Okay. It just didn't seem right when I was doing it manually. So I will try and get that as perfect as possible and find out where that maneuver node is, which apparently is up this away. So I will go ahead and adjust this accordingly and meet up with you after establishing orbit. Okay, so we've got our orbit established. We do need to mess with it a little bit to get it more close to the target orbit for the satellite. I suppose we could just detach the satellite and let it do that. In fact, I think that is perhaps exactly what we're going to do, because... No, it's not. What we're actually going to do is bring our orbit way, way down, because we need to get under 8 kilometers for the temperature scans. Like so. Alright, so now we will bring the orbit all the way down. And yet again, the warp 2 maneuver, or warp 2 area option has screwed me, so I get to orbit one more time. Damn. Don't know why it does that. It just doesn't always work right. Minor bug. No real big deal. Easy to deal with. But really, come on, squad. You've been working on this game a long time. Oh well. I shouldn't criticize. I couldn't make something this amazing. Alright. Now we're here at the periapsis, going to do our retro burn, bring that orbit down. Well, that's sort of wobbly. Are we in a time warp or something? No? No physical time warp or anything. And we need to bring the whole orbit down. Almost there, just gotta go. Okay. So now our entire orbit is under 8 kilometers, which is what is necessary for 2 of these temperature scans. Now I am going to get out of map screen. Hello, Minmus. Good to see you. It's been a while. And next we are going to detach the satellite. Like so. So off it goes, and it will just stay in this orbit. But for now... this actually seems like a good landing site. So I'm going to land right here on these flats. Just going to get a little more separation from the satellite so it doesn't, smash into us. And here we go. Make sure that doesn't hit. Ooh. Okay. Cutting it a little close, but everything's fine. Now let us kill our orbit and get this thing down to the ground. Still controls a little bit sluggishly, but I suppose that's to be expected from such a large craft. Alright, and let's change that to surface, just for ease of understanding the information presented to us on the nav ball. And kill off all lateral motion to the best of our ability. Like so. Beautiful. Let's get those landing gears down, not brakes, gears. And, okay, good. I was pretty sure that they drop below the engine, because you can actually preview that in the VAB. You can right-click them and say extend, or start extended, just to, get an idea of where things are going to be once they are in place for moving parts. You can do the same thing with satellites, or not satellites, but radar dishes and communication devices and such. But I didn't do it this time, because I was confident in these legs extending far enough. Like a fool. But let's get down there anyway. Okay. And yet again, I have forgotten to put lights on this thing, so no landing lights, unfortunately. But this thing has plenty of power for making fast adjustments to our velocity. We'll do a little bit of physical time warp for this, and now I'm going to look for... Where's the sun? There's the sun. Okay, so our shadow should be over there. There it is. Nice. Alright. This should be a relatively easy landing, I believe. As long as I don't get too overzealous with cutting the engine. Because just keeping it on minimal thrust doesn't do a whole lot to our velocity, so I can just leave it on, even if it is, you know, a little fuel consumptive. Alright, here we come. Nope, too much lateral. There we go. Just get it nice and vertical. Oh, it's so slow. It's unnecessary. Yeah, I'm being overly cautious. Just get on the ground. There. And the moose has landed. Good to go. We have our station on Minmus. Land your outpost on Minmus. Yes! And stability for 10 seconds will be done momentarily. Hopefully, yes. Please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I should have counted more accurately, but this should do it. There it is. Excellent. Okay, so our base is successfully landed on Minmus. It's got its docking port, it's got its radio antennas. In fact, let us extend those. No, we don't want to transmit, we just want to, you know, make it look pretty. Oh, great, there's clipping with that shit. Oh, that could have been better planned. Oh well. So, with that completed, I believe we're going to end the episode here, and in the next episode, we will come back and bring that satellite around to its temperature scan locations, and then bring it out to its orbit, the target orbit, and then fulfill those contracts. And we might do something else after that. That might not take too long, but if you enjoyed what you saw here, go ahead and leave a like. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I'm Infinite Spiral. This is Kerbal Space Program, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.